It is Tourette Syndrome Awareness Month, 2021, May 15th to June 15th. This video is number 4, and it's on the myths about Tourette's. Myth number 1. The most common and believed myth of all Tourette's myths is that Tourette's is just shouting obscenities. Thanks to movies like Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, Not Another Teen Movie, and other inaccurate portrayals of Tourette's in the media, this is what most people still believe what Tourette's is. But this is far from the truth. Only around 10% of people with Tourette's actually has coprolalia, which is the term for verbal tics, making it actually the least common symptom of Tourette's. Myth number 2. Tourette syndrome impairs intelligence, and anyone with Tourette's has a low IQ. This is not true at all. There have actually been studies done recently that have actually noticed that children with Tourette's are able to complete cognitive and behavioral and also academic tests faster and more accurately than their peers without Tourette's. I personally have dealt with a bunch of teachers, like when I was in school, like not wanting to teach me just because I had Tourette's. Before I even stepped into the classroom, I got kicked out of almost every one of my classes in the first high school I went to, just because I had Tourette's, but teachers didn't want to deal with me because they just didn't refuse to want to understand what it was, since I was the only person in my town with Tourette's. So yeah, they just assumed that I just wasn't teachable. So they just did whatever they could to get me out of the classes right away. So that sucked. But I went over to a good school that actually wasn't like full of a bunch of jerk teachers who were worse than the bullies. And guess what? I was the top academics with every class I had top honors in every grade, and like every year. I finished all my credits to graduate and finished high school in only 2.5 years, and I graduated with honors and top academics as well. I have taken IQ tests, and I have an IQ of 140, which is considered as very high or genius. Myth number 3. Everyone who has a tic has Tourette's. This is not true. Tourette syndrome is just the most severe tic disorder, but it's not the only one. There is persistent motor tic disorder, persistent vocal tic disorder, and provisional tic disorder. Other conditions and medications can cause tics as well without having a tic disorder. Myth number 4. Tourette's can be controlled and tics can be just turned off. I really wish this was true and I could just stop it when I had tics, especially my attacks. I've been told countless times by people to just stop it, don't twitch, and if you don't want to, just stop doing it, or otherwise you're just doing it for attention. If it was possible to just stop it or just turn my tics off and just not have them at all, I would never have them. They're not fun. I don't like being stared at in public and being judged negatively for something I can't control, and having Karens come yelling at me for making noises because they think I'm just purposely trying to annoy them, and that's for some reason. Yeah, I would rather not deal with any of that ever. But tics can sometimes be held back, but it's very difficult to do that, and it's only temporarily. They will still have to come home. Unfortunately, after being held back too, they will be much worse when they are finally released. Tics are just you know how when you have hiccups or sneeze and you can't just not have them and just stop and hold them back and then just go away. They're gonna come out and it's gonna be big. Tics are like that, but with 1,000 times more urgency and need to do it, and harder to even hold back, or a scratch that no matter how much you scratch, or an itch, no matter how much you scratch, that just won't stop itching. And yeah, it's really frustrating and stressful, and they're not fun. It'd be really great if I could just turn them off. But there are quite a few treatment options that are available for Tourette's to possibly reduce tics, such as various medications, behavior therapy, psychotherapy, and deep brain stimulation, which requires surgery and implanting an electrical device in the brain. These options won't work for everyone with Tourette's though, but what doesn't work for one person could work wonders for another. And unfortunately, there's no cure for Tourette's. Some people, as they get older, their tics will reduce and seem like they almost like grew out of it, but they haven't. It's a condition that lasts forever, like it's lifelong, and no one just like no longer has Tourette's. Like you're born with it, you die with it. And yeah, hopefully one day there will be a cure, because that would be great. I would love that. I definitely have been wanting to talk to my doctor about the deep brain stimulation, see if it's available to get in Canada, and if I would be like eligible for it, because mostly for my attacks, because they're really brutal and they just wreak havoc on my entire body. My last one was actually just a week and a half ago. It lasted 2 days, and I'm just finally able to like walk now. But anyways, if you have any questions about Tourette's, feel free to leave your question in the comments and I will address them soon. Thank you for watching. I'll provide the links to my sources below. Bye!